All right, welcome to today's Weekly Wise. Pleased to be here, pleased to have you here. And just to start out, I want to introduce, for those who don't know, what Weekly Wise is all about, what we're here doing. Weekly Wise began, quite honestly, as a way when we were asking ourselves, what are we going to do with all this ice cream? And if you don't know the story, we've held, so Ben & Jerry's has a free cone day every year, and there's no Ben & Jerry's left in Utah. So for the last few years, we've decided to host it ourselves, and this last year, we planned for 5,000 people coming, based on the numbers that we saw. But due to some different demographics and some bad weather, we actually only had over 1,200 only. We had 1,200 people show up to give them free ice cream, and it was a lot of fun, and we have a lot of Ben & Jerry's left over. So we thought, what are we going to do with this? How are we going to use this up? And we wanted to integrate it somehow with the business that we're running, but we also wanted to make it more than just, well, here's a business presentation and here's some ice cream. We wanted to provide a lot of value as much as we could and see what we could creatively do to attract people who would actually be interested in what we do. So just by the virtue of you being here or listening, welcome to those online, it just means that what we're doing with our business may perhaps resonate with you with just by your virtue of being here. Because it's kind of the same tribe, if you will. So with that, I am pleased and honored to be introducing Marianne, DeNovellis, here with us. Marianne, the word that I use to describe Marianne is powerhouse. She is a woman of so much energy, so much love and passion. I really enjoy being with her. We met through Strongbrook, which is a company we'll be telling you a little bit about later, and just have had a lot of fun and different experiences that we've had and growth that we've had along the way. So to give you a little bit about Marianne, she has been speaking for about 5 years, if I understand, and speaking specifically to trauma and overcoming and therapy, overcoming trauma of times past. And her and her husband are warriors for the family. They believe in the family, they fight for the family, they do what they can to support. Welcome, come on in. To support and strengthen families. And so it was, again, my great pleasure to welcome on up Marianne.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Hi. Hi, everyone online. Hi, everyone here. Hi. So glad you came. Give yourselves a round of applause. You made it. That really means something. You have to get, or at least I have to get sitters, and you have to organize your time and reschedule your calendar. So what that really means is that out of the millions and billions of people on this planet, you're here. You know what that means? You kind of had to go a level up to get here. You had to make the time, you had to make a determined effort, you had to be conscious about where you're going to be on Tuesday night. See, I'm not even with my calendar. But that means a lot for you to be here. Nicely done. I want to thank Matt and Bonnie for opening up their home for us every week. This is just a huge undertaking. I know I have 5 kids, and getting everything ready and everything put together and everything cleaned is just a huge undertaking. So big applause to Matt and Bonnie. Thank you. So I want to get kind of some feedback before we get started. I'm Marianne, DeNovellis, for those of you that weren't here for a second ago. My husband and I have been doing mentoring for betrayal trauma and marriage and family for about 5 years. And of course that comes on the heels of experience, which isn't always fun when you're going through, but it's great at the end. So I want to get some feedback as to why you ladies are here tonight. What are you here for? Why'd you come? I can't think because I was invited. Good, good. Okay, we're invited, good. Okay, what else? So why are you sitting here? Why have you dedicated a half hour of your life to this?
Hopefully to learn something that can help us.
Okay, you want some help? Okay, we gotta fill up this board. Give me more feedback.
I feel passionate about serving mankind in whatever way that I can, and the best way that I can do that is by being knowledgeable about things myself and being the best person I can so that I have something to give.
Awesome. I love that. So what in one word would you condense that to?
Service.
Service.
Yes.
Ooh, I love that's one of my favorite words. That gets a big one. Okay, Matt, why are you hanging out with the hens tonight?
I love hanging out with him.
My husband does too. He wishes he could be here.
I have been excited. I was so excited to invite you to come. I'm here partially to partake of your energy because I know of the energy that you have, and I just think you're a lot of fun. So I would say energy and fun.
Energy. I like that one. We'll put energy on there. Fun. What else? We've got to have two more. Give me two more. Juicy ones. Give me really juicy ones.
I don't know, are you serving ice cream?
Ice cream. Good. That's juicy.
Juicy.
To get out of the house.
Okay, go. Give me more on that. Give me more on that. Because I'd like to do that too, but there's always a reason. What are you looking for when you leave the house? When not just when you leave the house, but when you're trying to get out.
I think what I'm looking for is maybe companionship.
Good. Keep going. I can see more coming.
Yeah, companionship. I have 6 kids. I'm a stay-at-home mother. So I love the opportunity, any opportunity to get out with other women.
Grown up time.
Grown up time.
Companionship.
There you go.
I was once told by a penmanship author that I need to not combine cursive and not cursive. That hasn't happened yet. So we're going to read cursive and not cursive. Okay, I want to take it a level deeper. Something in your soul resonated. And do you know what frequencies are? Have you heard? How many of you have heard of frequencies? Okay, tell me what a frequency is. Other than a really cool movie, which I think you should all see. It's really good. It's got Dennis Quaid, and it's really awesome.
Well, frequency is a pitch.
Okay, go on.
She's a music expert.
Ooh, we've got a lot of those in this room. I can feel it.
Expert, no. I love music though.
Good, good.
Yeah, that's what I would say is frequency is a pitch.
Okay.
So if you think about vibrato when a person is singing, then yeah, they would have to, if, for instance, vibrato, so this is the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Vibrato is what goes up above and below the pitch.
And you can see that when you see a violinist play, they'll shake their finger on the
Yes, and
strings.
if you go below the line and stay below the line, then you're flat, meaning that you're below the pitch. And if you stay on top of the line and only touch down, then you're sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stay right on the line, then right on.
You're tuning. How many of you know what this is?
Tuning fork?
The tuning fork. Does anyone know how tuning forks work? Would you like to know?
Vibration, I believe.
They do. So a tuning fork is made out of a certain kind of metal. And what happens is you take this tuning fork, and it's usually, between this long and this long, you can get giant tuning forks if you really wanted. But as soon as you hit that tuning fork on a hard surface, these two nodes are going to vibrate to a perfect tune. And after you tap it, you sit it on a hard surface, it'll get louder and louder because the vibration that's in this, that's causing these two to shake back and forth, which you won't be able to see very well, but it's kind of there. You can feel it vibrating. It'll cause the entire object to vibrate to that perfect tune. So when you see an orchestra, they'll start with the pre-orchestra. Have you ever been to the orchestra or to the symphony? So you'll hear that A go perfectly. I don't have perfect pitch, so I'm not going to sing it for you. But you hear that A note, and everyone tunes their notes to that A. What happens if that doesn't happen? There might be some bad news. I once heard a story of a man who was playing the violin in church, And he tuned his violin at home. The pianists tuned their violin at the church, or their piano at the church. And when they got together, they didn't tune to each other. And they were probably a half step to a full step up, which means 1 note to 2 notes on the piano. And there was nothing they could do about it because they hadn't tuned. So vibration is what causes us to resonate. So anything that, this is really cool, anything that has that vibration naturally is going to also resonate with this pitch. Let me go deeper into that. I'm getting a lot of confused looks. How many of you have heard of the Trauma and Betrayal Bridge? Okay, Matt, would you like to share with us about that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you know.
So I'm guessing you're talking about the old one, Galloping Gurney.
Yep.
So they created a bridge, and it was made in such a way that it could float. There was a lot of winds that go through there.
It's in Washington, I believe.
Yeah.
Very windy area.
Bonnie served her mission in Tacoma, so we've gone over the new bridge plenty of times. But yeah, it was a lot of wind goes through there, and so it was made to be able to go with the wind. And so the bridge would actually go up and down as you drive across it, but it was made to do that. The problem came when there was, I don't remember the exact physics, but there was, I know that the word from my physics class when I watched the video, and you can see it on YouTube, was resonance. But basically it caught it sideways, and instead of just going straight up and down, it started twisting.
We do this.
Yeah. And so when people were on it, it was, it wasn't just going up and down, it was all over the place, and then it finally snapped. And my understanding is no one was there at the time, no one got hurt, no one was injured, but then it was a long drive around without that bridge for a while.
Right.
But they had to rebuild it. But yeah, it failed because of something about the resonance was building slowly over time to the point where it became more than the bridge could stand.
Exactly. That resonance is exactly what I'm talking about. This resonance that we're talking about, everything on this planet has a natural frequency. The chandelier has a natural frequency. The piano has a natural frequency. The computer has a natural frequency. It's the vibration level at which that thing exists. Even molecules. If you remember back to your high school or your college physical science days, you remember the molecules that make up a solid, they're still shaking just a little bit. And when you get to a liquid, they're shaking even more. And when gas, they're just all over the place. Remember that? So you have this natural frequency, and this bridge has a natural frequency. And when that wind blew, that wind was actually blowing at the same frequency that bridge naturally existed at. So over time, this bridge is building up that energy, and the frequency stays the same, and it's just building and building, and that bridge frequency matches the natural, the wind frequency. Using that word a lot. It's a really good word. And eventually, the steel just can't stand it anymore, and it just snaps, and the whole thing collapses. When you go home, look up the video. It's just fascinating to watch, and even more so because no one was hurt. But this frequency is what I'm talking about. This exists between people. I can remember one time we were sitting at a Chinese restaurant back in Denver where I grew up, and I saw the chandelier. It was the old-fashioned 1980s chandelier with the glass all the way around. You remember those where you hang the glass on those little metal hooks? And this whole thing, all of the glass just started to go like this at the same time. And it wasn't something where someone's walking, it's just the glass, not the whole chandelier, is doing this. And we're like, what is causing that? And we noticed there was construction outside, and the jackhammer outside was hitting the ground at the same frequency that the glass naturally existed. So it started to respond. So when people experience that, there's some kind of natural frequency that is attracting you to that person because something resonates. So your tuning fork has been hit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
How many of you have felt that? So you really resonate with someone. Something resonates with you.
Something clicks or connects.
Exactly. So that's what I'm talking about when we talk about why you're here tonight, why you're logged on, why you're in this room. Something clicked. Something was this natural frequency. That's my best drawing of a tuning fork I've done, by the way. Awesome. There is a war going on right now, and I'm not talking about the one that the that you suit up for and you fly overseas. I'm talking about the war on femininity. And I know you know what I'm talking about because you have eyes and you can see, and you drive down the road and you can see what happens. How many of you have seen the Dove commercial? Like a girl?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that one? What is that? What is that talking about?
It's
For
trying
those
to
that haven't
put
seen
a
it.
positive spin. It's trying to put a positive spin on the word like a girl.
Yeah.
For many years, that's been derogatory to say to someone, you throw like a girl, you hit like a girl, it means you're weak.
Mm-hmm.
But they've turned it into a positive.
Right. Right. They haven't. They've offered the opportunity to think of it as positive. And it's up to us to turn it into a positive. So we think you throw like a girl, you kick like a girl. Before anyone even says anything, what is the common belief? It's negative, right? Femininity is being attacked. Not only to put us down, but to over-sexualize and to objectify. Why is that happening? If you're thinking about this as a battle scene, right? And you know where the enemy's strongest point is, what would you attack? Their most strong yet most influential point. If you knew you could get that one thing and the whole race would fall, what would you attack?
That point.
That point. I don't know, call it a weak spot on purpose. On purpose. What is femininity to you? What is womanhood to you? And I know we have a man in the room. It's okay. And probably has some dudes online too. Way to go, guys. What is it? It's in there. I'll give you a second to think. I'm going to share with you some rules I have. I don't take I don't know as an answer. That's a rule I have. You ask my kids, they will tell you, I don't know is not an answer. Do you know what that does?
Forces us to find an answer.
When we say I don't know, we're literally telling our brains like, okay, you can take a rest. We don't have this one. You don't have to do it. Someone else get it.
I think femininity is groups a bunch of traits together.
Okay, give me some.
I would
I'm gonna put
say
womanhood up here.
sensitivity.
What is womanhood? Sensitivity, love it.
Nurture.
Here they come. Okay, here we go.
Sympathy and empathy.
Oh, I just was doing some reading on empathy. Whoever said that. Yes. It is so key. Okay, give me more.
Gentleness.
Gentleness.
Teacher.
Teacher.
Giving service.
Service.
Loving.
Loving.
Passionate.
Ooh, okay. Creative. We're gonna get creative here in a second. Because I gotta go over here.
Careful.
Ooh, careful. Tell me about that.
I think because we're sensitive and because we're sympathetic, we're careful with others' feelings.
Okay. Okay. I have some baggage attached to the word careful. Do you want to know what it is? Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you if you don't want to know. Okay. So careful, whenever I told my kids, whenever I hear from my parents, be careful, it was a word of warning. It was intended as a word of warning. It was intended as just be aware, you know. It turned into a limiting belief for me. Because whenever I was told to be careful, that means, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should go back here. Be careful. So I picked a different word for careful. And I only share this because some of you may be experiencing what I'm experiencing with this. I picked a different word for careful. Go for it. Can we put go for it?
Sure.
Okay. Because we're doing it anyway.
You can go for it.
I'm gonna go for it. With knowledge and understanding. There's a line in a movie that I haven't seen because I have some baggage about the director, but the actors are great. And the line from the movie was, fear isn't real, danger is. What is fear isn't, is fear real? What is it?
Emotion, it's an idea.
It's an idea, it's an indicator. All emotions are indicators. It's just a bleep on the radar of our brains designed to, our brains, bless their hearts, we love our brains, are designed to keep us from getting eaten by a bear. They're fleshy, they're human, they've not been around for very long. Our spirits have been around a lot longer than our brains have. So our brain gives us all this information and it says, hey, you have some emotions coming up. We're gonna call this one fear. Okay, that's really scary. So people have different fears about different things, right? Even though the danger level for everyone is pretty much the same. Okay, I got on a sidetrack. Okay, give me some more of this about womanhood. What do you mean this?
I experience a lot of it as connection.
Connection, oh good. Okay. What else do we have?
Caring.
Oh, we need caring. Okay. Give me two more.
Well, you can also look at this one wrong too, but I feel like women have a tendency to be protectors.
How is that wrong?
Well, because some people may feel like their parents were always saying no and protecting too much. And obviously, you want to avoid that, but protecting them from, things that would harm them.
Right. Okay, I'll put protectors down. I like that one.
I think you're a teacher too. They teach their kids lots of things.
I'm gonna underline that one. Don't be sorry. Hey, no apologies. That's rule number 2. One is no, I don't know. Second one is no, it's saying you're sorry. One more. Give me one more.
I think women are strong.
Strong. Okay, good. I was just watching a birthing video today for obvious reasons, and I was very impressed at how strong a woman is. Now, how much of this do you see in the general media?
About women?
Yeah. Kind of none of it, maybe? If anything, here's what I see. I only see the strong. And we lose all of this. We lose the sensitivity and the caring and the nurturing and the facilitation of growth and the motherhood. How often have you heard, I'm just a mom? What do you do for, I'm just a mom? Guys, are you crazy? That is the highest and most noble calling on the planet. You're raising people who are going to go on and change the world. It's all wrong. That's womanhood. That's what femininity is. Even if you're not a mother of your own children, you have a mother influence of the people around you because you have all of these. We're not talking about just motherhood. We're talking about womanhood. Do you get it? If you could understand the full impact of what it means to be a divine daughter of a creator who has created all human beings, I wouldn't have to talk anymore. If you could understand what it means to wake up every morning, put on your crown, and act out of grace and truth, there wouldn't be anything more to say. Unfortunately, we don't always get that all the time. Who here's understood what I'm talking about? Yeah? You guys nailed it then, because you should come up here and teach me. I lost my cool, yeah, totally, yeah. I was teaching, my kids and I have learned a lot, and we're doing a lot of mentoring through the business that we're a part of. And I feel like I have raised the bar, so to speak. And one day I lost it. I totally lost it on my kids. And I was not at that bar. I was kind of down here. And I was kicking myself. I know better. I know the tools. I know what I should be doing. And I had my pity party for as long as it was useful, which was not very long at all. And I came to my kids and I said, okay, here's the thing. Are we human? Yeah. Yes. They're so good as that. And I said, you know what? In this house, we do mistakes. And I learned from that experience, and I said, you know what? This experience that we're having, where I completely lost it, is a teaching tool for them, because they're going to completely lose it one day. What I want them to remember from this experience, even though I lost it, was that I know how to fix it. Yes, I lost it, but here's what I'm going to do. Guys, I made a mistake, and I'm really sorry. That's something I never had growing up. I had the baby boomer parents who kind of bottled everything, and then it exploded, and then we kind of went on our way with no coming together, no apology. Who knows what I'm talking about? Yeah. Most important thing for me to teach my kids is fixing a mistake. In this family, we do mistakes. In this family, we also fix our mistakes, and we know how to do it, and it's okay. I'm going to write one that's really, really important for me. It's a big one. Ability. What does it mean to be a noble? What does it mean to you to be a noble woman?
It means that I have divinity and greatness, and that I'm sacred and deserve respect.
Who do you think you are?
I think I'm an amazing woman who strives every day to meet being nobility. Strive for that every day.
Who are you to have an ability?
Well, because I know who I am.
And who are you?
Should I say this on TV?
Do you believe it?
I am a daughter of God.
Come here. What's your name?
Trenya.
Wow, that was beautiful. Say it again.
Trenya.
Trenya. Everyone say hi to Trenya.
Hi, Trenya.
Hi.
Okay, Trenya, tell us who you are.
I am an amazing daughter of God, and I'm sacred and holy, and I deserve to be respected for all of the traits of being feminine, including those that people would do not deem as worthy, such as nurture and teacher and
I want you to give us juicy goodness. Do you believe her, guys?
Yes.
I believe her, but I don't know if she believes her.
That was going to be my next question. You've been with me for a while. Do you?
I absolutely do.
You say it like you
The reason why I can prove to you that I believe those things is because that's what I have fought for my entire life, to defend. And I will defend it until the day I
Okay, defend it.
die.
You're under attack. Defend it. I'm not attacking you.
Okay, in what way?
I want you to say it like you mean it. Say it like you're telling someone that they need to know. Maybe that's amazing.
Okay. So
Give it to me.
So get
Go for it.
loud.
What does that mean to you? Go for it.
So
But be careful.
I am amazing. I'm an amazing daughter of God who is sacred and holy. And I love who I am. I love all of my characteristics, and I will defend them.
I can see that.
Do you want me to get like this? Strong?
You're defending yourself. Do you feel threatened?
No. No.
Open it up. Let your body show us what your mind is thinking. For every 450 words that go through here, and for women it's probably more, Only 100 come out here. The rest show up here. Okay? You can handle that.
I am amazing. I am awesome. I am a daughter of God. I am strong, and I will defend my virtue. Woo!
Good. Good.
Because my posterity is counting on it. Because the next generation is counting on it. And really, if you want to know the truth, I think most women around me are counting on it. They're just not bold enough to say so.
Did you make promises?
With?
Did you make some promises before you came here?
I absolutely feel like I did, yes.
Did you make promises?
Yes.
What promises did you make?
That I would defend womanhood and that I would teach my children to do the same. And we're not just talking about womanhood in general, we're talking about all of these characteristics. To be a nurturer, to be a teacher, to be around for my kids, and not have someone else teaching them what they want.
Do you think you made promises to people you haven't met yet?
Absolutely.
What were those promises?
To help them overcome their challenges so that they can fulfill their mission.
I will find you. I'm not being creepy using here. None of that business. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it. I can see that you promised hundreds of people. I will find you, I promise. Do you feel that?
Yes.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to continue to do what I have been doing, and that's to defend womanhood.
Good. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Give her a big round of applause. That's the best. Wow. How many of you are inspired by that? I love it when I get to stand up here and just watch people in their greatness. That is so fun for me because I love people. And I have such an honor and respect for everyone that I get to interact with because I know that we're interacting on purpose. I know that everyone in this room and everyone online, we're connecting tonight for a reason, for a purpose. And I am so honored to be able to do that.
I think there's another one that should be on there. It just keeps bothering me that it's not.
Okay.
Innate wisdom.
Wisdom. Ooh, I just got goosebumps.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
You know how people always say women's intuition?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's our innate wisdom that's telling us something more because we're more sensitive to the spirit. And I think that speaks to us.
What stops us from being all of this? Thank you for sharing that, Larry. What stops us from being all of this?
Self-doubt.
I'm starting to make page because I don't want to adulterate this.
The world's values.
Doubt. World values.
But I think it can also be something tangible,
Okay.
like finances.
Okay, we let money choose for us instead of choosing.
Well, I think that we're seeing that a lot of women are happening to neglect their roles, not because they want to, but because they feel like they have to.
I'm glad you put it that way. That they feel like they have to.
Right.
Okay, so we let finances get in the way.
Others put you down.
Okay, so believing others. Okay. Would you word it that way, or how would you word it? Oh, I would put believing others. You're gonna have to help me with the time, so I'm not keeping track.
I would put role confusion. I think that goes for men and
Yes. Yes. Role confusion. Maybe listen to the same tape I did. That was one of them. Role confusion. Oh, that's good. Remember how we were on the other page and I said strong is the only one I see? So it's either this over-sexualized, over-objectified woman, or it's this ultra-masculine woman who's, you know, just, I have no femininity, I can't say that.
Yeah, they keep blurring the line.
Here's the thing. Have you ever tried to deaden an emotion, like maybe with, alcohol or drugs or chocolate or Panera bread or, guilty, Have you ever tried to deaden your emotions?
Chocolate.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed that it doesn't selectively deaden? So you've got your emotions here, right? Out on this spider web, and I'm dying to see that in the new movie, so if I copy it, forgive me. So you've got all your emotions here, and you're trying to, this one you don't like, right? So you do a coping mechanism to try and exit out. What happens when you try and deaden one emotion is you can't do it selectively. You just can't. All of these get reeled in, and you just become numb to everything. You try to deaden this emotion, this indicator that you don't like, that doesn't feel good, and everything else.
So you become more apathetic.
Exactly, which is the opposite of and yes, blech. That's a yucky place to be. So when we're deadening the femininity, like Matt was saying, this role confusion, when we're deadening the femininity and going with this ultra masculine woman, we're also taking a hit on masculinity, aren't we? Does that kind of make sense? So when these guys see all these ultra masculine women, and it's okay to be strong, I'm totally cool with that. But when these guys see these ultra masculine women, they kind of back away. And they're like, oh, she's going to take care of that, okay. All right. And it deadens the masculinity as well. Have you seen that? How many of you have seen that? Yeah.
Can I comment?
Please.
Bonnie and I have chatted about this a number of times about how we do it with each other, and it's given me. I've taken it in the past as an excuse to be lazy, and then it becomes like empty. That's been my experience of it.
Yeah.
From time to time.
Yeah. So how does it feel when she asks you to do something kind of masculine, like, hey, even something that she can do herself? Hey, can you get that box down for me?
I love it.
Even though she can do it?
Well, of course she can do it.
Of course she can do it.
But, yeah, of course. Yeah, I love it. I'm like, hey, I'm helping, I'm fulfilling my role, I'm doing what I can, yeah.
Yeah. That's huge about this being clear that your emotions are indicators here. Okay, emotions aren't good or bad, they're indicators. And before you leave tonight, I'll give you a sheet on how to address your emotions. And we'll finish up with that. For now, I want to finish up with this, with honoring you that came tonight and you that chimed in online. Remember to include this in who you are. When you wake up in the morning and declare to the world who you are, remember that you are noble, that you are sent here for a purpose, and that you made promises that you have given your word to keep. Thank you so much for your time.
Marianne, thank you so much. That was great. Right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for those online. I will be brief at this point, just to tell you a little bit about, like I said at the beginning, if this resonates, to go back to that word, if this resonates with you, if what she shared with you resonates with you, if coming to this event piques your interest at all, then chances are you would have some interest in what we're doing for our business and why we're doing all the work to put all this together. And I'll give you very briefly, we represent a company called Strongbrook. And Strongbrook in its history began as a real estate investment company that did real estate investing for you. We're not going to focus a lot on that because it's not as aligned with what we're about here, but that is a service that they provide. I think, thanks to them, I own a few investment homes myself and am not a real estate guy. But they've provided all the legwork and taken care of that, and it's been a great experience. If you're interested in more, talk to us. We can answer your questions and provide details. what I want to kind of spend some focus on is a particular question. I believe that the quality of our questions determine the quality of our lives. Anyone heard that or agree with that? Does that resonate with any of you? I believe that. And one question that I feel is very important is this one. For you personally, what is the purpose of your education? I'm not asking for answers, but I want you to think about it. What is the purpose of education for you? For me, I know the answer, and we're continue as I work with my wife thinking about the answer for our children. I believe it's a very individual thing. For me, I would answer that question by saying the purpose of my education is to develop the character and the experiential competence to live the mission that God would have me fulfill on this earth. The character and the competence. I say experiential competence, meaning I've actually, developing the experience, not just book knowledge, if you will. That is the purpose of my education, and that does not ever end for me. I personally believe, and I don't know if you believe as I do, but I believe that education, that lifelong learning, is one of the fundamental reasons why we're here on this planet. It's a fundamental characteristic of life's purpose for me. And so that is part of, I wanted to start with that because that is the why behind why I believe in what we're doing. It's the why. It's our, we call this weekly whys, WHYS, and it's a fun little pun, but we call it that because we want to talk about our why, what inspires us and what motivates us. Well, for me, lifelong learning is motivated by that, and the what to my why, one of them, is what's called the Strongbrook Mentoring Network. So what this is if you could imagine a lot of thought leaders and mentors from around the nation, around the world, coming together, and these people who charge significant sums to help people learn and grow. They may put on seminars, they may have home study kits, they may have one-on-one mentoring, and it can cost anything from a few hundred to thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. I'll share with you that Bonnie and I just invested $15,000 to engage in some personal mentoring because that's part of the purpose of our education. I believe that's a fundamental characteristic of our life's purpose. It's worth investing in myself. So if you can imagine all of that kind of content from all these different people provided in one space where mentors or trainers have come and said, hey, I will donate my content, things that I usually charge hundreds or thousands of dollars for, I will donate it and put it in one place in a vault with all these others. So that if you want to wake up in the morning and you're like, I would like to be a better mother, a better woman, or man, or father, or I would like to understand better finances, or my physical health and taking care of my body, or name it. If you want to, you can wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I bet there's someone on this network that could help me with that and could share information with me that I could learn. You can go on, you can watch videos, you can listen to audios, you can put them on your phone and take them with you. And all of this is available. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of content for $99 a month. That's what's been created. And so what we do is we refer people to this. Our business that we're explaining here is we refer people. If that resonates with you, then let's get you signed up. You can, there's no contract to it. There's no, it's $99 a month. If you want to cancel at some point, you can. And we're coming out with a free app. It's supposed to be out this month. I know software development, so I'm not going to promise any dates. but it's supposed to be out this month, and it's completely free. It's going to provide some of that content. There's courses in this vault. One of them is going to be made available for free each month. One will be featured. So you can take one a month. If you don't want to, upgrade, if you want to say, oh, I don't know if I want to commit $99 a month, fine, no problem. Download the app. We'll just need your email address to let you know, when the app comes out, we can send it to you and give you the code to be able to get into it, stuff like that. But it is totally free. And you can get daily content. It'll provide daily content pushes of 1 to 3 minute videos, little tidbits to inspire your day. That's what we do. The reason, again, that this resonates with me is because of my belief that lifelong learning is the fundamental characteristic of life's purpose, one of them. If you believe that as well, then perhaps this resonates with you too. So with that, we'll conclude. I want to mention that next week here at Weekly Wise will be a man named Tyrell. He is going to be talking about world peace. I don't know Tyrell extremely well. I met him, but some people, we put this on with my brother-in-law, and he's met him and invited him to come. And he says that world peace is not just probable, it's practical. And that's what he's going to be talking about. So I'm quite interested to hear what he has to come up with. So that's coming next week. And with that, let's go get some Ben and Jerry's, huh?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. And we have chocolate. I didn't grab it. I meant to grab it, but I didn't run out because I didn't want to miss. Marianne said that she wanted to try chocolate therapy, and
Deadening some emotions.
just to tell you, and for those online, oh, my head's being chopped off on the screen. Sorry. This flavor is a dark chocolate ice cream with a chocolate pudding ice cream swirl and chocolate cookie chunks. And it is one of my 2 favorite flavors. So it's good stuff, and I have plenty of it. So with that, thank you. Thank you online. Love to have you next time.